A very good morning, dear friends and alumnus to AABN's 56th interactive webinar today. It's great to see all of you online on a Sunday morning. Staying safe indoors does not mean missing out on meeting interesting people and imbibing positives from the work and life. Over the past 15 months, we have been able to put together online programs to keep our AABN community not just engaged, but also meet a range of inspiring people who can help shape your ideas and thoughts. Today, we have one such personality, Mr. Sekar Ponniah, a respected businessman, educationist, social visionary, and a philanthropist. I have the pleasant duty of welcoming and introducing him today at a Start at Innovation Implementation Income and Interactive Business Networking session. The world of work is undergoing profound change, a change accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Digital technologies, the future of work, the gig economy, promising business opportunities, hidden pitfalls. There's a new normal emerging. It is requiring adaptability, creativity, and decisiveness amidst extensive uncertainty. Today, now more than ever, organizations need to be resilient to be able to pivot quickly in the face of major disruptions. Building stable and sustainable business culture is critical. This speaks to having a place, a truly diverse and inclusive leadership team with complementary skill sets, perspectives, and expertise. Now, more than ever, and productivity in our country, including among the largest but poorest socio-economic groups. India is expected to continue to benefit from the so-called demographic dividend. I am confident that India will lead global growth in the coming days. Population in unique leaders face an important choice around supporting innovation-led growth in the short term, one that may have lasting consequences for their company's ability to grow in the years to come. To emerge as leaders from this crisis, companies can rely on innovation as a formula and a roadmap for success. The essential practices underpinning distinctive innovation have not changed in this time of crisis, but the relative emphasis and urgency of where business should focus has. Organizations need to realize that innovation now more than ever is a choice. I believe that leading innovators have more than double the total returns to shareholders compared to laggards will continue to be critical in navigating and emerging ever stronger from this crisis. Now, if I were to provide you with a comprehensive profile of Mr. Sekar, I might require more than the time we have fixed for the whole program. So I limit myself to a few that will capture the essence of his achievements and activities. Sekar Ponniah holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Government College of Engineering, Tirunelveli, where he was one of the toppers and worked in Indian corporates for 12 years and continued his journey in US for 16 years. Sekar co-founded his first company, Medical Software Development LLC, in 1995 with his American partners and successfully exited in 1999. Sekar, a passionate technocrat with hands-on experience in multiple domains, manufacturing, energy, supply chain, healthcare, etc., is fondly known for his vast knowledge in technology, DOS to Docker, and COBOL to Cassandra. He is the founder and CEO of Taurus Innovations Incorporated USA and managing director of Global Software Solutions Private Limited, a leader in digital transformation for BFSI and government. He is the chief architect of blockchain-enabled Taurus low-code development and development operation platform, appreciated by Gartner as a unique high productivity low-code platform using highly scalable, reliable open source technologies. Global Software grew from a software services company in 2000 into a product company serving Indian banks in image-based check clearing. Global Software subsequently took this product to different global markets. With the culmination of experiences, Sekar and his team built the first version of the low-code platform in 2012. This product over the years has evolved across multiple technology stacks and is currently used in numerous enterprise mission critical applications. Sekar formed his new venture, Taurus Innovations, in 2016 with a commercial launch of V6.0 using choicest horizontally scalable distributed technologies and a microservice architecture at CEBIT, Germany, and it is poised for explosive growth. He has worked with various top technologies and has also developed many products. To name a few: Veracious Blockchain, eKYC Veracious, virtual data room, Taurus low-code development, various GST, etc. Industry recognition, honorable mention in Gartner MQ 2018 for low-code architecture and technology stack, project management, committee member of FinBlue, Center of Excellence for Fintech Startups spearheaded by STPI, GOA, and ELCOT. Government of Tamil Nadu, Taurus low code is made available to all FinBlue fintech startups as a development platform for building financial products in India. Syllabus committee members at Alagappa University and Manoram Sundaram University from 2018 till date. NASSCOM Emerge 50 Awards to 2017. Entrepreneur of the Year Award, Silicon India Magazine 2016. Most Innovative Technology BFSI at Technoviti 2015. Company of the Year 2015 under APAS category by CIO Review. 2015, Best Exhibitor Award at CEBIT 2014, Technoviti Awards for Financial Technology Products, Taurus 2014, contributed to RBI Working Committee on Image Standards for check truncation in India. Sekar has vast international experience and deployed solutions in USA, UK, India, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, South Sudan, Bangladesh, Sultanate of Oman, UAE, etc. Sekar Ponniah, a philanthropist and a teacher by heart, enjoys reading and gives back to the community as a Rotarian and through his Global Research for Education and Training Foundation, which trains underprivileged rural youth in the latest technologies and creates job opportunities. Before I wind up, let me extend a very warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Sekar Ponniah, and all our participants today. Thank you very much, and over to Mr. Sekar. Sir, the mic is muted, sir.
Good morning, and thank you all for the participation. First of all, I thank Mr. Murali and Mr. Shanmugam and the core committee members of Anomaly Alumni Business Network for this opportunity to share my experiences. When we discussed with Mr. Shanmugam and Mr. Murali, I asked the first question, whenever we want to share some knowledge, there should be right audience, we should not bore with them with the technology, and ask them what I need to talk. Then the committee and the people like Murali and Shanmugam said, sir, this is a business opportunity network. So we can formalize this pattern, like, you can share your experiences and you can share the technology related items. And also, I have some business opportunity, which personal thing, which also can be shared in this forum, So with that, we kind of formulated, the topics into 4-5 sessions. The first session is like sharing my personal experiences, because you all know entrepreneurship is a biggest challenge, and especially for persons like me who I had a beginning of very humble beginning. Actually, I started in my career, or actually I'm from a very small village called Radhapuram near Valliyur, near Tirunelveli. It's almost, the south end of India, just close to Kanyakumari. So from Radhapuram, my father is a tailor, and nobody from my family has any graduates. I'm the first graduate out of my family. So that is what, with that humble beginning, I moved to Tirunelveli and completed my diploma in electrical engineering in Shankar Institute of Polytechnic. And subsequently, I completed my part-time BE in Tirunelveli Engineering College while I was working at India Swins. This is how my career started. So I prepared some, I don't want to miss the items I want to share. So I kind of prepare some bullet points, you know. Like I said, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur, obviously, you know, you need some kind of inspiration. What is my inspiration to be an entrepreneur? The inspiration, you know, can be, you know, you don't want to work for somebody and you want to have your own operations, or you want to make a lot of money and you want to be the richest person. That could be one of the motivation. And also you want to create employment. That could be also one of the motivation. In my case, my father is, like I said, my father is a tailor. The regular income for a family like ours is the biggest challenge. One day you may get the money, and the day you may not have any revenue. So that put a lot of pressure on our, my childhood life. At the time, I was very particular. We have to do something, you know. Honestly, you won't believe, at the age of 10, I want to become an engineer and I want to start a factory. You know, that is what my earlier idea. Why we want to start a factory? If I start a factory, I can create employment. So the monthly income for the employees will make a big difference. So that is the inspiration for me. I have to create multiple employment so that I can make an impact on the society. So that is how my dream started at the age of 10. I want to be an engineer. But I'm a very good student. My academic records are always number one in all my school, polytechnic, colleges. But I'm not able to go to engineering college initially. So I have to take that polytechnic route. I went to polytechnic and completed my polytechnic in electrical engineering. And I got my job in India Cements. So my inspiration is basically I want to create employment. But after completing the polytechnic course, first of all, I need a job. I need a job because I need to support my family. So obviously I can't start a company. At the time, I used to talk to some of my friends or people who are already running a company. I used to tell them, give me 1,500 rupees for my family monthly. I'll work for you 24/7, you know, because I need that money to support my family. So that is one of the biggest challenge in entrepreneurship, especially first generation entrepreneurship. You don't have no money, you don't have no guidance, you don't have a motivation, nobody to motivate you. If I say somebody, sir, I'm going to start a company, or relatives or family members, they always tell you, you don't have money and it is a very risky business. First go and get a job and make sure you can, take care of your immediate needs. That is how everybody's input right from the day one, even though I want to start a company. But that is true also, because I tried 2-3 people and I am forced to get an employment to take care of the family. So I got an employment in India Cements. But my entrepreneurial, that dream is always with me. So while working at India Cements itself, and also parallelly I was doing my engineering. So my 3 friends, we formed a small company, my college mates. We formed a company called Micros and Macros. The Micros and Macros is my first company where I want to teach computers, because at the time, I already started learning computers. I went to Anomaly University and studied a course on programming and completed some system analysis course. So I want to share that with that knowledge And probably I thought, that the training is also one of a, good business to start with. Simultaneously, I had some friends who had some electrical work experience. I asked them to join me, and we started this company in Micros and Macros. It's a very small outfit with 4 or 5 people. That is how my entrepreneurial career started. But unfortunately, when you do a part-time entrepreneurship, it is very, very difficult. You have to do justification for the company you are working, and also, you can't take care of the business. This is a practical problem I faced. Then I decided to, close that small startup operation and focused only on my job. Because getting a job is the biggest challenge at the time. I got the job in India Cements. I started with electrical engineering work and factory general department work, where I learned a lot of civil engineering and mechanical engineering, drawings, and also the experiences of executing projects, the field work, commissioning of generators. This is the kind of experience I had for the first 2-3 years. At the time, you all know, around 83, 84 only, people started talking about computerization. India's TI, Chemplast, these are all the companies at the time, they are the forerunners, they had that idea, they want to implement computerization. Our computerization started with the simple PC. So at the time, I'm the only qualified person available in India Cements. That is the reason they gave me an opportunity to work on the computer department. They were looking for somebody with some basic qualification. I had that qualification at that point of time. Then they gave me the opportunity. So this is how my electrical engineering career shifted to computer. Then academic wise, like I said, I had the dream, but all my teachers, professors, in everybody's career, the impact or influence of teachers and professors are very, very important. It makes a great impact. It happened in my life also. When I was learning my electrical engineering, one of my professor, R.S. Ramaswamy, I know I used to talk about him wherever I go and talk. The reason is he's a visionary. He told not only me, the entire 64 students of that particular group, he told us, Sekar, now you are in electrical engineering. At that time only we are talking about chips, small ICs, integrated circuits, which is like, 555 ICs, small processor, Z80s, log processors, 8088 processor. These are all the processors coming up those stage. I'm talking about around 79, 80. Even at that time itself, he told us the hardware technology is like SSI, LSI, VLSI, this kind of integration will grow very fast, and the capability of hardware will be unmatched, but nobody will be there to exploit the power of the processing capacity and the capacity of the hardware. So he told us, out of 64 people, he told us, you guys need to focus on software. This is 40 years back, he was a visionary. But I'm telling you, till today, that is a fact. That is a fact. You have all the hardware, the cloud technology, the RAM, processor, you can get everything you want. But we do not have softwares to exploit the power of the hardware available today. Till today, there is. So software has a potential, as he predicted those days. I'm in this, like he said, I'm the one who pursued the computer programming. I got an opportunity in India Cements. Then India Cements computerization started from beginning. So we started with a small PC, but we kind of implemented big computers, many computers. At that time, Shivnadar and Arun Premji, Ajit Premji, these two, Wipro and ICL are the two people who made those computers available. And we bought one ICL Magnum computer for 1 crore, 3 numbers for all the 3 cement plants. I am one of the early adopter of technology because, like I said, in the complete paradigm shift of what is happening in the industry, I was in the industry, I am in the industry right from the beginning until today. Like I said, I'm a passionate person on the technology. I am watching what happened, what is happening now, and also, closely following up with what is going to be in the future technology. So this is how I started. Then in India Cements, I'm able to make a very good impact on the automation side. All the applications, right from payroll, sales invoicing, accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, maintenance management, you name anything which is required for a product, required for a manufacturing industry, we implemented and we got a very good experience. And I am also one of the guy who implemented many systems as a pioneer in out of all the 3 players. There's a lot of resistance in implementing computer software, but I am able to work very closely with the right people and make things happen. That is how I did that. And I really gained a lot of experience working with India Cements. Then I got an US opportunity. The US opportunity came while I was working at head office in India Cements. At the time, around 92, you all know, at the time only the H-1B visa was issued by President Clinton administration. So the guys who are in the computer industry said they used to predict like there is a $5 billion economy, there is a $10 billion economy and the software. So there is a lot of opportunities there. So one particular person, I'm sure you all know, Mr. Suresh, the Kalpati group, Mr. Suresh, he was running a software organization in Chennai. He's a training center, software solution integrator. He came to me for a contract, when I was a corporate manager, and then we were sharing our knowledge, how we did all these things. I asked him, he's also one of the contender along with Tata for the training of my staff. I asked him, Suresh, why should I give the contract to you? Then he shared all his experience on how he did things in America. And America needs a lot of experienced people. And he told me, person like you with a lot of experience, there is a plenty of opportunity. Why don't you come? Why don't you, explore on this opportunity? Now, I didn't take it very seriously, but within a week's time, I kind of handed over my resume to his office. He came back to me with the H-1B visa in 10 days. 10 days, he came back to me saying that your H-1B visa is ready. Now you can go and get an employment in US. I'm really shocked and surprised, but because, I'm a very loyal employee to my management. Management gave me a lot of recognition. Till today, I say from India Smith only, I learned a lot of things. After convincing the management, since I worked there for almost 11 years, and they're also happy to send me to, relieve me. You won't believe, my flight is first morning, 10 o'clock. I got relieved in 31st, 8 p.m. I didn't have a break at all. All these years, I didn't have any break at all. So I went to America. Interesting thing is, at the time, I didn't know how, I thought going to America and doing something in America would be very much challenging because a person like me came from a very rural background. Those guys will be doing, they are sending rockets, So I'm sure it is going to be a bit difficult for me. That is what my initial thought, that initial a problem was there, just 1 month, even I am not able to understand what they are talking. Their English, their pronunciation is all very difficult for me. But the 1 month I'm able to manage. The interesting part is when I went to America, nobody, at the time I didn't know, probably people know, I didn't know there is a concept called body shopping. You take people from here and put them in employment for some other organization. Honestly, I didn't know that. But after I went there, I realized, oh, this is what they are doing. I'm kind of a little bit upset because, I'm very good here. I'm very happy. I'm a corporate manager, having some 70 people working for me. But now I came here, what I'm going to do. But that 1 month, one of the thing in all my life is with a lot of hardship, I am always a positive, very, very positive person. If something happens, what next? What I'm going to do? That positiveness is really, really helped me in throughout my career. So I went there, I was attending interviews. One guy from a recruitment company, basically he owns a software company, he was looking for some people. She called me on Friday evening, I believe. He was sitting at some pub or bar and he called me there. Call me, Mr. Sekar, Sekar, they didn't say Sekar, Sekar. Sekar, I have seen your resume, it was so impressive. But I have only a small job. Can you do it for me? That is what his question, Then I told him, you said you have seen my resume and you said it is impressive. All you have to do is in the IT industry, in the IT field, because that is what my expertise. Tell me what you want, I'll make it happen. That's what my interview is over. He said, Sekar, come on board. Then I joined on Monday, the next Monday in the US. The project is one of the biggest company there, Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA. Tennessee Valley Authority is one of the largest power production company in US, where they were trying to do a lot of new implementations, introducing Oracle ERP at the time. Oracle, earlier they called this Oracle Foundation. They had some 11 fossil plant, 27 hydro plant, 4 nuclear plants. They want to computerize everything with that through Oracle applications. That was almost 2.5 years project with the $40 million worth of project. I joined very late, in the last 4 months I went there. When I went there, I couldn't understand what is happening because the Oracle Foundation is something unique to us. Oracle Foundation or our application development technology is unique to us. So initially the two weeks, I had trouble in understanding what these guys are trying to do. But I have a lot of experience in implementing many systems in India. But US, especially with the Oracle Foundation, so my project manager, Mark, his name is Mark Getz, who happened to be my close friend and partner. We have family relationship till today. He said, Sekar, if you need any technical material, I can help you with. He shared me a lot of important documentation. I stay at the hotel for 2 weeks. Almost night, I take only some 2-3 hours of sleep. I read all the technical documentation. After 2-3 weeks, you won't believe, the entire team was reporting to me. The reason is, I know I have all the experiences here, but I am not able to connect how they did it in US. Once I got the connection, then I'm able to answer questions and I'm also able to point out the problems they have, and also I'm able to point out this is the practical area, practical points you need to consider. That made me very famous there within 3 weeks. This is how my US experience started. With that experience, and my partners, my project manager and all, we immediately know that trust factor was there. Then he wanted to start a company with me. He had an idea on the medical software. Development. One medical software development company, my partner and myself, we started a company in 95 in US. After I completed this assignment work in Tennessee Valley Authority, we worked on that project. It is a new domain. Fortunately, I am lucky enough to work in multiple domains and gather those experience. In that, out of my experience, I am sharing one point. What is the inspiration? Like that, one of the other thing is for the entrepreneurship, the trust factor. Like I said, I'm a very positive person and trustworthy person right from the beginning one. That really helped me. That's what I want to share with you here. See, I went there with $30,000 as my annual income. After 3 weeks, when I started handling the whole project, my project manager offered me $90,000 3 times. You know, there are two, three people who came with me through other agencies. They all got that opportunity. But I told them, the guy who brought me, spent money in tickets, visas, and also he processed, and I agreed for a 1-year contract. So let me complete that 1-year contract, and then I'll come to you. That's what I told Mark. That is the reason till today we are business partner. So what I'm saying is that trust factor is very, very important, which really helped me to go to the next level. Otherwise, first generation entrepreneur with a lot of and other difficulties. To take you to the next level, you need the right partners. I got a right partner because of that attitude and the trust factor. So that is also one of the things I want to share with you. Then I found this medical software. It was once again bought by a big company in America. That small company bought by big company is a regular thing. Then I decided at that time while I was working with them, I told them, friends, Mark, I made some good money. I told them at the time, I was one of the highly paid consultant, Oracle consultant there. I used to make $200,000 per hour for that. I decided to come back. Then everybody was questioning why you already made money. Now you are in a prime, technology with prime technology experience. But honestly, I am a very, very family-oriented person. That is the reason while talk about, sharing personal experiences for a first generation entrepreneur, people may have different aim and goal. Like I said, you want to run a company or you want to be a rich man. But in my case, always I believed I want to create employment. So that dream was still with me. Then I told my American partners, guys, I want to go and do something in Tirunelveli, my hometown. So can you help me there? Then he said, Sekar, what do you want? All I asked him, let me go there, set up a company, give me some projects just to feed those. I started with 10 people. Just to feed the people. You have to help me out because I have all these ideas. Then they really, really helped me. With their help only, the first 4 years, I came back and started first export company in Tirunelveli. At this point of time, I need to acknowledge all the help provided by software technology parks of India at the time, Madam Rajalakshmi, Madam. I told them, when I left US with my family, I have 2 boys. The boys are at the age of 11 and 9. I decided I want to come back before they become teen. That is also one of the factors, I said I want to go back, because I always felt I'm very comfortable in India. So I came back, these people were helping me. I put up an office in Tirunelveli with 10 people, but nobody can understand the kind of technology what I have. At that time, you don't have this kind of, internet and Google to search anything. So basically, every time I used to travel 7 to 8 times a year to America. Every time I come back, the 2 suitcases, I carry only the books. My dress will be here, dress will be there, only the 2 suitcases full of books, all the technology. That is how I brought in. I made these people to learn, like I said, I always want the people, teach people, when I was in my college also. So with that, I'm able to make a big difference. In the first year, we made an export of 1 crore from Tirunelveli. That is kind of a huge success at that point of time. Okay. So how I started, what is my background? This is all happened. Now, that is the first topic. I said, I'm going to share my experience. I shared my experiences. The second topic is I'm going to tell you the challenges I faced at putting up something in the tier 2 cities. The first challenge is basically, when I came here, there is no communication infrastructure from Tirunelveli. See, to start up a software center, you can do it any remote location. The first thing is you need a communication. That communication infrastructure is not there. So for me, I'm the first ISDN customer in Tirunelveli. I have to work with the BSNL people, how to configure the ISDN line so that I can communicate to my US customers. That is one of the biggest problems. The second problem, like I said, is nobody is with the right knowledge. Resources are not there. So I have to put up some kind, I come up with some plan, I thought I need some people. At the same time, a lot of people from the colleges in and around Tirunelveli, they do not have the soft skill, and also the employable skill set is not there. So I put up a foundation called GREAT, Global Research Education and Training Foundation, through which I used to train 30 people a year. Out of the 30 people, I'm able to get some 10 people, the top 10 people, I'll hire them. So this is how I told them, come on guys, I'm going to teach you all these technologies. Whoever is going to do good, the first I will give employment. Not only that, with this kind of a technology and the expertise you are learning here, you can go to any other company easily, So that really, really helped me in those early days to get the right resources for my company, the kind of resources I need. So I train them 3 to 6 months, depending on what kind of technology they are learning. Then I gave them an opportunity. So the challenge of resources I'm able to manage through this. The connectivity, I approach the government for the help once again. See, as an entrepreneur, you have to make use of all the available resources. One of the good thing happened to me was the STPI, Software Technology Parks of India. I want the connectivity, but unfortunately, there is no, your satellite. So STPI really helped me to put up a satellite air station for me in Tirunelveli with an investment of 75 lakhs. Investing 75 lakhs in Tirunelveli is the biggest thing, that. Next to Chennai, there are applications from Coimbatore. Then they went to Coimbatore. Then after that, Tirunelveli only. Then they all asked, why Tirunelveli? Why you need to spend for this one company? This question came, I believe. At the time, Madam Rajalakshmi, director, really helped us, convincing the government they will put this kind of satellite station in Madurai and Trichy and Tirunelveli, and they got an approval. And they executed the Tirunelveli station first. Then after 2-3 years only, Madurai and other places, they got connected. But that really solved my other challenges problem. So resource problem, connectivity problem. Then, of course, right from the beginning, technology is continuously changing. Technology is continuously changing. So you have to make sure you have to, keep on training the people rightly. Otherwise, like I said, even though I'm a small company, my expertise is on the technology. I want to have the latest technology. We study the latest technology and implement all the latest technology from Tirunelveli. And my kind of customer I have in US also is banking customers and logistics customers. Which this kind of an organization needs the latest technology, the right technology. So I'm able to do the training, the resource challenges, training through Great Foundation, resource challenges through a government help, and also keep on, training these people for the new technologies. So I realized at this point of time, keeping the attrition rate, that keeping the employees for more than 2 years, 3 years, in nowadays it is even 1 year is a challenge now. An IT employee is the biggest challenge we faced. So what happened? I decided with all our experiences throughout the years, we have to develop something so that you should not be dependent on the developers. You should be like a system, process. Like I said, when I was with my professors in the college, we used to discuss, Sekar, software development should be like being an electrical engineer. Software development is like wiring a printed circuit board. That's what we used to discuss. Bring a board, put the components, change the components, then immediately you see something on the screen so that you get the results. Then make a correction. That kind of a thinking I had all along. So we came up with a plan of developing a rapid application development tool, which is now called low code, in 2012. So resource challenge, training, technology upgrade, and the retention, attrition. Attrition is a big challenge. So how I'm going to do that? I want to remove the dependability on these developers. This I am able to do even in 2012. See, they talked about low code and all now. They are talking about 2016 only. Forrester coined that word low code. I did that in 2012. I was managing that kind of infrastructure and I'm able to achieve that. So in this, started a company focused on consulting. I want to have a foothold so that, if a consulting business is not there, what I'm going to do? I came up with the product requirement. At that time, there was an opportunity, a check truncation, a regulatory compliance requirement in the payment industry was there. So I picked up that opportunity and developed products, worked with IBM as a partner, and we are able to sell that product competing against big giants like NCR. So the first success happened in 2006, and subsequently, we are able to sell in multiple banks in multiple countries, right from India to Bangladesh and then East Africa, all the East African countries. Then we did some good work in US also. See, this is totally my experiences on developing starting as being a small entrepreneur from a small town. I faced this. I'm able to make some good progress. I face some challenges. I address those challenges. And today, my platform is given to central government and state government, the FinBlue. I'm going to talk about in the next slides. I have some slides for that. So personal experience point of view, a small town engineer started these things, able to make this progress. Another thing I want to share here, the practical problems I faced is getting the help from the government. In those days, I'm a very straightforward person. I need not give money to any of these government staff. That really put me in a lot of trouble later on. You won't believe, I don't want to share it here, but one thing I want to share it here, be a Roman in Rome. If you are in India and you want to work with the governments and you want to work with, all the taxation people, you have to work with them. You know what I mean? So these are all the practical problem I faced. Then I corrected myself after 3-4 years, after I got a lot of problem, after facing a lot of problem monthly, I corrected myself. See, these are all my personal experiences. Another one thing I want to highlight here is we always think one thing I missed here is like the marketing. For any entrepreneur, marketing is one of the biggest challenge. I thought joining hands with big partners will help you. But honestly, that didn't help me at all. I worked with IBM. At the time, I had given proposals for Indian banking industry more than 75 crores. But working with IBM, I'm able to convert only 2 crores. All other, even if it is personally I'm doing with a small company, we would have been very flexible and got the contract. But in this case, I'm not able to do it. But anyhow, so these are all the experiences you have to, if you ask me, what is the lessons learned from your personal experiences? Earlier, being a first generation entrepreneur, we always thinking of doing something extra. After I came back from US, not only software, I told you I want to create employment for multiple people. I have a big garden restaurant. I had a garden restaurant. I had a transformer company, transformer service company. I have some agencies to do all the FMCG goods. See, these all I did because I told you, I had this dream of giving employment. If you ask me after these, 10, 15 years, we closed those organizations some 3-4 years back. The reason is I want to create employment, that was good. But at the same time, I am not able to focus and contribute. If you are not focusing and you are diversifying too much, you are in trouble. So I tried my level best to keep up the employment. I was not expecting much of profit, but I'm not able to run it. So I have to close those, the extra outfits I had and focus only on the core. So since 2016, I was focusing only on the software and the software related development tools. And I'm able to make some very good progress after that. So this is my session 1 and 2. Let me pause here and maybe Mr. Gobi, if somebody want to ask some questions on this, probably we can spend some 5 minutes and then we can go to the next slides quickly. Mr. Gobi?
Yeah.
Anybody want to do that?
So far?
Hello, sir. I'm Minaktis Englishman. I'm pursuing my final year degree at Annamalai University at a Department of Computer Science. I have a knowledge in web development, but I also like entrepreneurship. But I taking the first step in entrepreneurship. My mind is blank. What I'm going to do? We have a lot of plans to do in startups. There are various we have a plan, but we also searching for the VC or responses for our project. We haven't get an understanding of that ideas and first how to pursue the project and how to approach them. We basing the first step that
Great. The entrepreneurship in the fintech domain, where you can get the help, how you can do that, because I am also one of the important project management committee member and mentor in one of the fintech agency, FinBlue, which I'm going to talk about on those slides. Okay. So let me answer that after we go through those presentations.
Okay, sir. That's all.
Sir, good morning. This is Bob Gopinath from Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Go on, Babu.
Sir, you told the reasons why you told to come to India only to give the employment to the people. Other than any other reason, other than this?
Family.
Because every dream is US. Everybody's dream is US.
Correct. Thank you for the question. First is, family. And I made some good money. Money is there. I want the family back. I'm the only guy out of my family. Big family, 3 brothers, 3 sisters, a lot of friends. So that is one reason. And since the money is there, my dream is always there. I want to do something good. Those are the two reasons. I would put family first also. Let me at this point, I will add one more point. See, in 2000, I decided to come back to India. 99, I came back, and 1 year, almost I made some 11 trips, I believe. Every month I am back and forth. My kids, 2 boys, they are only 9 years old. 9 years old, he said, he was asking me, Dad, why you are spending so much of time here and there? You are not at home, you are struggling. He was asking me. He's a very smart kid. Then I told him, Praveen, I'm going back to India and do a lot of things there. I have to do all the preparatory stuff, to start a company, to do all these things. And then he said, this process was going on. I thought I can move in 2001. 99, 2 years we'll do back and forth. Then we'll move on 2001. But Praveen said, Dad, you are going back and forth, but you are not seems to be happy, and we are not happy what you are doing. Then when I explained to him the kind of work I am doing, and I said, we have to be very, very comfortable there. Then he told me, Dad, you're going to your native. If you're going to another country, you have to think a lot. But you are going to your native. Why so much of thinking here? I'm sure you will be comfortable at your hometown, right? This is how he replied to me. Then at that moment, I decided I want to come back in 2000. I kind of advanced 1 year. So that is also one of the reasons, family and create employment. I hope I answered you.
Great, sir. Great. Thank you.
So,
Okay,
can
you
we
could
go?
move on, sir.
Yeah, move on to that type. Can you put the slide, please? Now I'm going to be a technology guy. So for entrepreneur, that the PowerPoint presentation I shared with you now.
Yeah, I'll do it. Kindly give me some time. Are you able to see my screen? No, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Make it full screen, huh?
Yeah. Make it
Done. Now?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me focus on the third session, the state of IT software development. Like right from the introduction, I was talking about the passion towards technology. I'm going to share something. Next slide, please.
Is this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You're
your mic is
muted. You're
sir.
muted.
So your mic is muted.
Sorry. See, these 15 minutes, next 15 minutes we'll spend on this one. Agenda is like state of IT, industry experts validations, and the low code and blockchain, the future technologies, and our contributions. Basically as a Taurus, I have 2 companies. One is Global Software and another is a Taurus Innovations. Next slide, please. Okay. See, in this word, I'm sure for the past 4 or 5 years, everybody is talking about digital transformation. You talk to anybody, they will say, any company, they will say digital transformation. See, digital transformation is the one we are doing right from beginning of computerization. Everything is going to be digital. Why in these past 4 or 5 years they are making digital transformation is the buzzword? Now that we have automated so many things, the process, like your accounting, your manufacturing automation, there are so much of automation. You take anything, I'm sure you have computer software in it. But in the current state, when we want to say digital transformation, everybody is talking about so much of automation. Because now automation is possible not only in the data processing side, in the manufacturing side. I'm sure you all heard about smart cities, IoT, and all those things. So digital transformation is the key buzzword they are using nowadays. The idea is we want to automate. Everything should be automated on the process side as well as the manufacturing. I'm taking two different routes. When I say process wise, you take all the manual process. In processing, you're processing an invoice, preparing a payroll, doing a proper accounting, doing a payment. It could be anything. But when you talk about automation, those days, manufacturing automation belongs to only a group of people like Siemens. Something proprietary technology. Nobody can go there. It is something proprietary. You need special equipments. That's all gone now. With a small Arduino board and the IoT sensors, you can do so much of automation, and we can do it, it's a fraction of cost. So there is so much of opportunity on the process side as well as in the manufacturing side. Another interesting point is you have to do it fast. If you are not doing it fast, you are out of the picture. So earlier, when we were working on computers, we can say, guys, if you want to change, give me 6. Then we used to talk about 1 month. Then we used to talk about days, weeks. Now they are talking about days. Within 2 days, can you make that process? Within 3 days, can you do that? So that is the kind of speed people are expecting. And also the application, there is a demand, hundreds and thousands of applications for each and every process. You can think of any idea can have a computer program written for that to solve. So we have to be fast, and then we have to be ready for the digital transformation with the right tools. For that, what Gartner says is, Gartner is one of the leading technology analysis in the world for the IT industry. Gartner, Forrester, IDC, these guys, they do this thing there for their bread and butter. So what they're saying is the demand is going to increase, and application demand is there, resources won't be there. So you have to do something. And the technology challenge also you need to face. Solution is, now everybody is talking about low code development. I'm going to spend some time on the low code development. Next slide, please. The digital enterprise. In the traditional enterprise, we talked about efficiency and cost control. That was those days, whenever we propose computers, we have to do this, we'll save money, save cost. Now, digital enterprise, it is all about customer acquisition and revenue generation. So the complete paradigm shift is happening. When you design products and software, you have to think in terms of digital enterprise, not in the traditional enterprise. Users, earlier it was only employees. If an organization with some 200 employees, if you give 200 employee access, now not only employees, customers, vendors, participants, everybody need access to your data. For example, people used to do only an insurance claim. Now selling an insurance policy through bots, asking so many questions, with built-in artificial intelligence and the MI, the complete process is automated in the digital world. Earlier, that we need programmers. The traditional enterprise, we only develop programs, people develop. But at the same time, when I say anybody can develop, the people with an idea, with a simple process, the understanding knowledge, logical sense can develop the product. That is our idea behind it. Then if you take the tools, it is all IDEs. We have to learn, we have to spend a lot of time in understanding the scripting, understanding the usage of IDE that was there in a traditional. Today, people don't want to spend much of time. You have to go there, drag and drop, do some setup, do some more click, it will be automatically done. And also earlier, we have to spend a lot of money. For example, if I want to develop applications in Oracle, you have to buy Oracle license. Or if you want Visual Studio development tools, you have to spend money for that. Nowadays, not only in the database side, your application development side, everything is available in open source. So people should know the open source technology available, and you should learn, because that is very good. People don't want to spend money for their capital investment. No Oracle license. Every month you need not pay AMC. No, people don't want to do that. So we have to move towards the open source. That is also needed for the day. And earlier, only the IT people, the network guy, the DevOps guy, the server guy who implements the software, fixing the software, he will say, I want to, in those days, if you want to set up an Oracle, they will ask, give me 3 days. But nowadays, it is 3 minutes. I can spin a container of Oracle in 3 minutes. Already I have a container. To do a click, my Oracle is there. Do a click, my Postgres is there. Do a click, my Nginx is there. My Cassandra is there. You can do anything like that. So this is a complete paradigm shift. So we should have a, why we are in the digital enterprise world, we have to be prepared for that. How we are preparing ourselves. Next slide, please. This, like I said in the first slide, the Gartner and Forrester, these people are the one, the analysts, they are predicting the demand is going to be high. And also at this point, I want to share one important information, abstraction. When the technology grows, each technology has its own, there is a lot of learning curve. If you want to learn about a queue management, let's say I'm going to learn about a Kafka queue management. There must be so much of expertise, knowledge is built into that. But if everybody want to learn about that, it is going to be very difficult. So we have to abstract, meaning the developer we are going to give, we are saying that any developer, like a common man or a guy with the business knowledge, can develop application quickly. When he has an idea, he need not depend on the software developers. You go to this platform and do some drag and drop, all you have to train them how to use these tools. Once he knows to do tools, the underlying complex technology is abstracted. So they need not have that knowledge on that. So that is how we have to approach the market. That is the reason the concept of low code is coming in. So low code is the future, that is what everybody is saying. And very recently, I was talking to one gentleman who attended a Gartner conference very recently. The biggest challenge they are predicting is manpower availability for the software development, which is going to be solved only through low code. That is what they kind of predicted. The next slide, please. So these are all the technology. The third platform, open source technologies, like I said, which is very good. The future is, because everything is changing, happening very fast. At the same time, very powerful than the proprietary technology. Earlier, people are a little bit reluctant in adopting the open source because there may not be support. That is why they are depending on the license providers to get the support. But today, the adoption of open source is almost, I would say, 80%. Still, only few people are reluctant to adopt. Even bankers, very sensitive, running sensitive applications are ready to adopt open source technologies. Our application very recently running in the banks for the past 3 years with all this new technology I am talking about. So these are all the technology platform, from the slide, you can pick up and learn The idea is for front-end development tool, database development tool, queue management systems, and the analytical forms, everything we have identified the best technology available, and we brought into this platform, the low code platform I'm going to talk about. Next slide. The advantage. See, all these previous slides, these are all the demands and these are all the challenges. We came up with a low-code development tools nowadays. We come up with a tool called Taurus. The idea of Taurus is, it is a low-code development platform. People with business knowledge, you need not look for a trained engineer. You can have people with the basic understanding computer knowledge, and with some 2 to 4 weeks of training, I can make these people productive. We need those kind of people because we don't have all the experts now. Getting an expert for a Java or getting an expert for a Kafka or Solar, it is going to be, it is going to cost you 2 to 3 lakhs per month. And at the same time, you want to use the Kafka technology, but we are giving an abstraction through these tools. So we have chosen the right technology. Architecture is one of the important things when you develop applications. Earlier we used to have only the server side, then client server, then it's all web-based. Even on the web-based applications, if you design application for 100 users, we used to think it's great. But we have to design application. The first month consumption may be 1,000 user. The next month it may be 10,000 user. The next quarter it could be 1 lakh user. So that kind of scalability is also very important. For that, you need not, if you want to do it yourself, you have to work with architects, enterprise architects and cloud architects to do that. We have abstracted all those architecture part also and made it available to you through this Taurus. Another important thing is the Docker container. Basically, we used to spend hours and hours or weeks to implement softwares. Nowadays, with the Docker and container technologies, making the software available with a few clicks and few minutes, that is a great revolution happened in that the front, and a lot of companies adopted that the container-based technologies, and we brought that container technology as a part of the Taurus to make it available to these people. And productivity and high control capability, there could be multiple low-code platform is available in the market, but we focused mainly on enterprise development and sensitive application development because our products are used by the banks. You have to be very careful on the security front, scalability front, DR front, business continuity plan. Those are considered as a part of the design. And future proofing is available, meaning if you look at it, the background is currently I'm using Angular. Tomorrow I want to use another technology. This is all meta-based development. Your idea is based on a drag and drop design and the concepts, but generating code for multiple technology is protected. Thereby, your whatever work you do is protected now. Even the technology changes, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put another generator for the technology in the platform engine, the code generation engine. Next slide, please. So keeping current with latest technology that I already told you because of the meta model, and self-documentation. Documentation is one of the biggest challenge when we work with software developer. They don't do any documentation. So there is a lot of self-documentation capabilities we created. Another interesting part is the technical debt. When I say technical debt, normally in a huge projects, when people work on multiple programs, multiple versions, they tend to forget and keep some old code there, which will create the biggest problem. When you work on the production side or real deployment side, it used to create a lot of problems. We are addressing that by analyzing what is used, what is not used, and cleaning the code. The very, very important step is the solving attrition. That is very, very important. I mentioned that in the challenges in the tier 3 city session. Keeping the people is the biggest challenge. You train them, they get a good offer, then immediately they move on. The loyalty with the current generation is not there. This is the guy who gave us all the training, but they will walk away in the next day. But the problem here is now that important problem is addressed through a concept here, because if it is a completely process and system based, the guy need to come and he has to follow certain process. So that if that guy leaves, I'll put in another guy, you follow the same process, forget about the technology, because I'm taking care of the technology. You need not worry about the technology, which is the biggest problem, not only for software development company, the company are doing self-development. That is also, that is the reason the whole thing is going to move towards the low-code kind of a platform. And reusability and layers, because the idea of low code is basically less code. You can write less code. We can reuse the existing components and quickly develop application. To give you an example, if application development is going to happen in 3 months, I can do it in 3 to 4 weeks. Imagine 50 to 60% of savings. These are all the important things about the low code platform. Next. At this point, this is something unique, patent pending for Taurus. See, this is the one I talked to you guys when I was working with my professors. It should be like wiring a PCB. When I released this in the CBIT presentation, CBIT Germany, when I launched this product. See, every engineering, mechanical engineering, you have a drawing. Civil engineering, you have a drawing. Electrical engineering, you have a drawing. But software, you may have process flow, so many other drawings, and find out what exactly happening. Concept of wiring. By looking at the wiring, you can exactly understand what is happening in the screen. If something goes wrong, come back and identify and fix that link. You can solve the problem. This helps us a lot on this retention problem I was talking about, because earlier, the programmers used to write their own style. One smart guy will write, solve a problem with 2 pages of code. Another guy, ordinary, middle, average guy can develop in 4 pages of code. And the standardization is achieved through this software wiring. Next slide, please. Next slide. So before that, yeah, that's okay. In my simple opinion, in future, it is going to replace all your databases if blockchain, the performance maturity is matured enough. But the point is, with these kind of a new technology only, we have to address the software development. So with that, I'll finish the third one. Fourth one is in connection with the third one, which is Fintech Opportunities. The Fintech Opportunities, basically, we worked very closely. See, Fintech, everybody's nowadays talking about the Fintech, meaning technology for the financial industry. Technology for the financial industry. Earlier, when we say financial industry, we talk about only banks, insurance, or any company dealing with stock market, those kind of organization. Now, a technology company can do all kinds of contribute to the financial industry. A fintech, like, you take all your PayPal, Google Pay. Not only that, many other POS card issuing systems. There are so much of domain requirement. Everything is now addressed by financial technology companies. Financially, technology is competing with banks, to provide services. So this they are predicting throughout the world, because even in US and most of the other parts of the world, still people are using only the old technology, and there is going to be a huge demand to replace this old technology. So people are focusing a lot on the fintech technology. So to help fintech development, 2-3 years back, actually it is 2018. Yeah, 2018, central government and state government came up with an idea of starting, a center of excellence, meaning there are so much of technology innovation is happening. So they want to start innovation center for blockchain. There is innovation center for IoT. There is innovation center for financial technology. So this is inaugurated 2.5 years back by central government and state government contribution with many partners. The role of partner, central government, state government will give some funding support and the infrastructure support. And the partners like us, the partners are HDFC Bank, NPCI, ICICI Bank, Yes Bank, and so many other banks, and the National Payment Corporation of India, Reserve Bank of India, Taurus Innovations, our company, and also IIT Madras. They brought partners like this to promote this software development or entrepreneurs development in the financial technology, which is currently promoting more than 45 companies. Within 2 years, we did 45 companies currently on board with this Fintech Center of Excellence. To answer one of the gentleman's question, he was asking, I have an idea what I want, how I'm going to approach this. I asked them to go through the site, FinBlue. If you go through the FinBlue site, there is an application for Fitch Fest. You have an idea. Those ideas can be recorded, and every year we are doing a Fitch Fest, and we are kind of analyzing applications. And after all, the viability of the product, the validity of the idea is vetted by veterans like Mr. Arun Jain. He's the chief mentor for this organization. I'm also one of the mentor. There are many people are working on this to validate that idea and support that entrepreneur. Support the entrepreneur by giving space. Support the entrepreneur by giving technology in a sandbox, meaning even you need not spend money on buying hardware, because the development technology is already available. We are going to help you. We are going to do some mentorship, and we are going to give you some money also. Those kind of a thing is possible through this FinBlue. So fintech is an organization focused only on promoting technology companies in the financial domain. Interestingly, this domain, this is like in an organized setup. When we worked on this one, we came up with 6 pillars to manage this. The 6 pillars, like, there should be an infrastructure should be provided, mentorship should be provided, funding should be provided. There should be a buyer group, meaning, see, one of the biggest problem for entrepreneur is, they have an idea, but they don't have a customer to test that idea, or they don't know exactly this idea is the one which is needed by the customer. That gap is always there. So since banks are an important part of this program, if you have a payment related idea, the banks are going to help you there, because there is a buyer domain, meaning there is a buyer domain saying that I have a problem. Can you guys address that? That is how these banks are putting up their problem. More than 10 banks are on board on that. So you have the requirement, you have the funding, you have the technology, and we have mentorship. This kind of an approach really helping entrepreneur. Currently, around 45 entrepreneurs on board. Anybody who has an interest in financial technologies, please visit this FinBlue, where you can approach me also. I can do a lot of help there. So this is how the help available in the financial technology. So current software development and financial technology help. With this, I complete my 4th session. Any questions? I'm ready to answer.
Any questions? Anybody has questions?
Sir, good morning.
Yeah, please go on.
Hello, sir. Sir, I'm Ram from Trichy, sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
please go on. Please go on. Please go on.
Sir, I'm Ram from Trichy. Sir, I want one software for a retail shop. அவங்களோட ஒர்க்கை சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ற மாதிரி in whole type of softwares அந்த விதமான ஏதாவது சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ் இது இருக்கா? ongoing developing இந்த மாதிரி ப்ராசஸ்ல இது இருக்கா அப்படின்னு கேட்குறேன். So my 2 questions, sir.
இல்ல சாரி, நீங்க அதை கொஞ்சம் ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்களா, என்ன ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா?
ஸோ ரீட்டைல் ஸ்டாப் இன் A to Z ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேர்ல இருந்து இப்போ நம்ம A to Z அந்த ரீட்டைல் ஸ்டாப்பை வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ஃபுல்லா ஒரு ஹோல் டொமைன் குள்ள வர்ற மாதிரி கொடுக்குற மாதிரி ஏதாச்சும் சாஃப்ட்வேர் அந்த மாதிரி எதுவும்?
அதாவது ரீட்டைல் பிசினஸ்க்கு எது ஒரு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் மாதிரி இருக்குதா அப்படின்னு நீங்க கேக்குறீங்க, அப்படிதானே? ஆனஸ்டா பாத்தீங்கன்னா நாங்க வந்து ஃபுல் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் இருக்குதான்னு I don't know. Exactly, I don't know if there is a complete platform available. But one thing is for sure, this industry, retail industry, there are a lot of practical challenges. Very recently, I've been asked to solve one problem. This particular retail has so many stores in and around Chennai, around 50 stores. They want to know exactly the current status of the stock and the complete stock maintenance and replenishing the stock through proper guide you there.
Okay, thank you so much for your advice. Sir, next after 5 years in the retail industry, how much growth and எப்படி இருக்கும் அதோட retail industry and customer experience even for digital transformation?
Yeah, see, it's very simple, sir. India is talking about 2 trillion to 5 trillion economy. They want to achieve 2 trillion to 5 trillion. And obviously, the entire world is looking at India, especially on the retail business, because we are the people, any business, 135 crores out of that, especially the young generation crowd. So no worries, we have plenty of opportunities. You have to identify the right one.
Anbarsu, please go on, sir.
Thank you so much.
Anbarsu, please go on.
Sir, good morning, sir. I'm Anbarsu, 84 Chemical Anomaly University, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm on behalf of my wife. I'm asking this. She is running a startup company providing content development, web development, blog players, something like that, sir. You said that actually the development documentation is the major thing in the software industry, and you have developed internal documentation team on your own, sir.
Correct.
Is there any chance for outsourcing those documentation activities to outsiders? Because she is well experienced. She has worked for Wipro. She has handled the project with the EMC, everything. She has good knowledge, good expertise, and if there is any chance for outsourcing, or otherwise, if you can provide referrals, something like that. This is the startup. She has started up this organization 4 years back. Right now, she is working so hard, and I think you are the right person to guide us, sir.
Definitely, sir. See, I told you, I am in this development software industry almost 40 years.
Yeah.
When we designed this Taurus platform, first of all, I designed it for my global software solution company, which I did it in 2012. I am the first customer of Taurus platform. Earlier, before I started this Taurus company in 2016 only. Before that, I had a different name for this product. I want to maybe in a separate session, I will showcase this. Let us understand her requirement. Then I will showcase this product. And the interesting part is this product can be used mainly for their documentation purpose alone. That is also possible. So let me talk to her in a separate session and we will give a separate guidance on that. We can make this software available through a web platform also, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. If it is possible, you please share your contact details, sir, so that I will ask her to contact you, sir.
Anbar sir, நான் கொடுக்கிறேன் சார் உங்களுக்கு.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. Gopi, sir. Thank you very much.
Minaksundaram.
Yeah, sir. I'm.
Yeah, Minaksundaram, go on.
ஓகே சார். சார் தேங்க்யூ சார். எனக்கு பின் இப்பதான் நான் போயிட்டு சர்ச் பண்ணி பார்த்தேன் சார். அது பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் வந்து குட்டா சார் இருக்கு. நாங்கள் அதுக்கு அப்ரோச் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணுறோம் சார். தென் எதுக்கு சார் ஒரு டவுட்டு, ஆங்குலர் வந்துட்டு நீங்க எதுக்கு நான் வந்துட்டு வெப் டெவலப்பர், நான் ரியாக்ட்
Everybody has come up with a practical framework to speed up the development and bring some methodology and system within the development process. Why I have chosen Angular, the reason I have chosen Angular is it's a Google product. Not only that, with Google, their major applications, they developed more than 300 applications in Angular, and they are the main contributors for this. And they upgrade this product. They address all the challenges we face. So we're very happy with considering enterprise development. I have chosen Angular. But the interesting part is, I know there are certain advantages in the React. But our future goal is, like I said, your future is protected in Taurus, meaning in the subsequent years, your development is meta model based. If I can add a React engine, I will generate React code. So that is how low code approach is very, very important. I hope I addressed your question.
Yeah, sir, I got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Sekar sir, last session pehla, sir.
Last thing. Okay, last slide. Now, I think first of all, thank you all for patiently, listening to me. Now, the last item is, like as an entrepreneur, having done all these things in software and software related industry, I have another idea where I'm looking for some joint venture partners. In Tirunelveli, I'm in Tirunelveli, I have a very, very important site, a project site. The land, basically it's a land, more than 2.53 acres of land in a prime spot. The land is worth, the current market rate is more than 100 crores. It is currently it is next to Saravana stores. For the past 1.5 years, even before the Corona started, now that I have given most of the responsibility to my sons and I delegated a lot of my work, I want to focus on developing that the land I have. I worked with some close, some guys with some financial background, and we came up with a model to execute a commercial, a retail destination. It's a kind of mall with the theater. The theater now we are kind of little bit skeptical, but we have an idea of promoting this particular land, which is a prime retail location, as a retail destination. I have around, 3 acres, but I want to go to first to promote this 1 acre. We had planned for some 40 crores of investment. Yeah, 1 lakh square feet of commercial area, which is very, very practical and very viable project in Tirunelveli. I'm looking for some joint people. I workspace available now. I'm not utilizing that fully. If anybody want to use that retail space, we can do that. Also, I can put up another 8,000, 10,000 square feet of requirement within some 3 months time. The reason is I made the foundation for that building for 10 stories. So it is only putting in 1 floor is quickly possible. So that is one. Also, out of 2 acres, I kept 1 acre free. And for the past 2-3 years, there are a lot of people looking for putting up some data center, and identifying Sriseri is one of the important data center location. So if somebody is interested in put up a separate building, also it is possible we can work with them. These are all the 2 business opportunities I have. I'm looking for some good people to work with. So thank you all.
So thank you for the exceptional. So thank you very much for the exceptional and stimulating session, sir. We thank you very much for being here.
I hope you all. I hope you all got something out of it.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. There are a lot of takeaways, sir, from your sharing and your personal experience in life.
With agriculture.
For NABARD, we did the farmers, producers, maintaining the farmers FBOs, collecting all the farmer producer organizations, IoT devices, and developing some unique applications for the specific requirement. Everything is possible now. Those days, the technology is not available. It is very expensive. The know-how is not there. Now everything is available. You have to come up with a unique idea and make it. You have to realize that. The realization is possible with less investment. That is my point.
Mr. Sekar.
Yes, sir.
I'm based out of Bangalore. Software development activities, like how you said, the resource is the biggest challenge. Correct. When it comes to retaining the resources, especially post-COVID cycle, we are almost all on par with all the open source technologies. Compared to SAP, Oracle, we are able to offer very cost affordable solution in the market, and we have a decent clientele also. But going forward, I would like to connect with you offline, and let us have a discussion on the low code, because we have done some amount of RPA for TVS Group, some amount of rapid application development also. But we would like to explore all the features, including the documentation, the self-documentation that you have been talking about, because maintaining the version control is a very big challenge. So we are certainly interested in talking to you offline, and we'll take it from there.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Definitely we'll connect.
Yeah, it will be a pleasure connecting with you.
Anybody else? Any questions?
I think people will take a little bit of time in grasping and
In the low code approach, we made that process very simple. We are abstracting all the complexities in the technology behind the platform, and we are giving a tool for you, a UI tool. For example, it is like a user interface. Like you are doing some data entry for your invoice generation, you'll be doing some data entry, meaning I'm going to create a table, I'm going to create this UI, I'm going to create this workflow, this is going to be updated. You know, everything will be like a drag and drop and a data entry. So this information is stored in a meta model, and the system will automatically generate a code which is easy for us to maintain, and also people with less knowledge can work on the you know, the guys who train, I train very hard, they work for 1 year, they leave me immediately in the middle of a big projects. You know, I'm in trouble. You know, bring a new guys, this guy says, sir, I am not able to understand the code, that code standard is not there. He will tell everything, he will say, I want to rewrite it. But practically that is not the right one. You know, you have to do it in the right way. How to do it? You have to put them in a process. It is like average student or intelligent student, they write their code in a different way. You know, computer programming, it is possible. It is solving a max problem in 2 different routes. But interestingly, the third guy should be able to understand that. So for what we are doing is, for a fresher, we are giving the complete picture. Come on, see, even for freshers is very good because they see the whole paradigm, whole picture. What is data modeling? What is UI modeling? What is logic involved? How I'm connecting everything? How I'm going to deploy? You know, these things is possible only through this kind of an approach. You know, probably you would have heard about now full stack developer. Everybody is talking about full stack developer.
Yes, a full stack developer.
You know, that
Yes.
full stack developer, even full stack developer, they are limited to DevOps operation. Here, we are training them on the DevOps also, develop, and how you are going to migrate and, you know, release it on production, how to maintain the code, how to maintain the version, how to maintain the document, you know, all these practical challenges we are trying to address through this low-code platform.
Okay, sir. Thanks. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
நிறைய information எனக்கு கிடைச்சது சார். நான் I take it.
You can call me directly also. Start a number வாங்கிடுங்க. You can call me. You know, I love to share.
Okay.
ஆண்டர்பிரினியர்ல இருந்தா நான் ஒரு நல்ல வாத்தியாரா இருந்திருப்பேன்.
ஓகே சார். இப்போ கூட நீங்க லிசன் டு ஒரு ஸ்டாப் ஆட்டலாம் சார். ப்ரொஃபசர் ஆட்டா எல்லாத்தையும் எங்களுக்கு புரிய வச்சீங்க சார். ஈஸியா சிம்பிளா புரியுற மாதிரி.
ஓகே.
தட்ஸ் ஆல் சார். தேங்க்யூ.
Yeah, this is Dhanshekaran, 81 Chemical.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it looked like the story was like a fairy tale. Okay, quite impressive.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we'll get in touch with you for some other.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions? Anybody has questions? Appears there's no question. So thank you very much, Sir Sekar, sir, for being with us today. It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
very much.
We stay
Thank you
touch.
all very much. You know, the connect is very important. I am able to connect with a lot of people.
Exactly, sir. So Shikmar, sir, you want to say?
Yeah, very good session, sir. Even I learned something from you today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because that open source, which you said, then a lot of opportunities are there. So I love it.
Right, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for a good session, sir.
Anybody else wants to post a question to Mr. Sekar before he leaves? Sir, with your permission, I'm just sharing a number in the group, sir. Sekar, sir?
Yes.
With your permission, I'm sharing a number to the group.
Please, please.
Okay, sir.
Sir, one question. Can I ask?
Yeah, please.
Please go on, go on.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you. Really, your life is really a big. We all get impressed, sir, with your journey. I mean, the youngsters are willing to go from here to US, but you come from US to India. Really, I mean, it's a great story, and we are all very happy to see you. Sir, my question is that I'm a Anomaly University student, but I'm not in the IT or engineering background. I'm in the pharmaceutical background.
Okay.
I'm in the middle age, like 40 years. IT. Is it any possibility? We are basically into sales and marketing. Like, what do you advise for the middle managers if they want to shift to the IT line? Is there any possibility, like in the sales and marketing, and what we need to develop in the skill set or programs or studies to update us?
See, you are talking about other than IT and focusing on any business, whatever business you are interested, choose the domain and get more experience and have a knowledge on what is going on there, what these big guys are talking about. For example, if you take cloud computing, so choose the right domain.
Will not hold you back too much, sir.
No problem, sir. Sunday,
if any question, anybody has a question, can please.
Am I audible?
Yeah, please. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's not regarding IT or something else. Like, it is the entrepreneurial skill that what you were talking about. So I'm so impressed the way you gave the presentation, the way you have become an entrepreneur. What I found is your divergent thinking, the way you become an entrepreneur. So how you made it possible, this divergent thinking? Not everybody could get that. Did you practice it? Can you just throw some light on that for us?
Actually, thank you. Thank you for the question. You know, actually, I have not practiced it. Let me tell you, as an entrepreneur, the first generation entrepreneur, the biggest challenge is, can we, are we going to succeed? Are we going to succeed? Or is there any problem we are going to face? Then the entrepreneur always think of the multiple model. Imagine, you won't believe, when I came back from US, I would have started only on the software side of it. Software, because that is my experience. That is my the back of my mind. So that is the kind of, we always think if an opportunity is there, why don't we do that? If an opportunity there, why don't we? But if you ask me, or today, if you ask me, if you can go back and, go back and reverse my clock in that back in travel time, if I can travel back in time, I would have focused. If I would have focused, my success would be something different, So focus is, instead of doing a lot of diverge things, focus is the one I would suggest for the entrepreneur with my experience, I'm saying. Hope I have answered you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Gopi, Sekar, this is
Yes,
PS.
please go on.
Before you say your thank you note, I personally would like to thank Sekar for having taken this up on a very short notice. I went to him on a Tuesday afternoon and he agreed to do it on a Wednesday morning, and this has happened just in about 2 or 3 days. Thank you, Sekar, for doing this with so much of passion. It has garnered a lot of interest. Your story has inspired a lot of people. It has garnered a lot of interest in people wanting to look at opportunities the way you looked at it, more so from an entrepreneurship. Thank you very much once again for taking this up and presenting your case here. Thank you, Sekar.
Thank you.
Right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.